Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing again today? Yes, I'm still eating healthy. I have some wonderful cabbage and some avocado and tomato. Okay. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. All right, thank you. I want to come and talk to you guys today about women who bully other women, or women. I believe I've been on this thing talking about how women like abusive men, and I'm not saying that abusive men is like they that deal. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying how they're naturally gravitated towards abusive men, and then they absorb all of that toxic, what they call alpha male masculinity, and then they spew that back out at other women. All right, and it's a shame because back in the day we used to have, a little bit more camaraderie amongst familial friendship, also business relationships, and it's just completely like, you'll end up in a Shanquilla Robinson situation where they'll stand there and watch you get your tail whooped and they won't say nothing because they don't like you. Okay. So how do you want to avoid this? And what does this look like? Because, we can see it in men. They're naturally aggressive and stuff. But how does it look like in women? How can you further protect yourself from women who operate like this? Okay. You don't have to be liked by everybody. Okay. You don't have to belong to everything. And by golly, everywhere that you're invited to, don't go. Okay. So we want to take a look. I want you guys to listen to a few of these clips. Kind of tell me what you think below. As far as when it comes to women, they love seeing other women get dogged out. Like they like to see a man humiliate another woman, especially like this is a case in point. If it's a woman that's coming behind you, whether that's in the workplace, it could be like they used to be your old position in the workplace and maybe you moved to a different department, or maybe you just did the same and maybe they came in as a manager. They like to see you get called to the front, to the red carpet. And they'll create little situations very, very subtly to create situations for you to be called. They misunderstanding you on purpose. And they create misunderstandings around you. So you always call to the red carpet and you're infantized in front of people. That basically means that people start to talk to you like you were a child. So now they're playing in your face and they're also insulting your intelligence. No, that's not how you do that. You're supposed to Xerox this copy like this first, right? How long have you been here? And the women are standing there like, it makes them feel good about themselves. So this is a huge thing as far as like, I know we like self-love, self-care, but do you really love yourself if you have to keep pointing out flaws and faults and competing with women around you? That's friends, that's family, that's in the workplace, that's platonic and romantic, where you're obsessively doing it. It actually like invades any peaceful area in your life where you can't really enjoy because you're always performing and trying to audition to prove that I'm the leading role, which of course is your life. You should have the leading role, right? Okay. So in order to keep ourselves from robbing ourselves of certain areas of peace, this is going to show you certain type of free female friendship groups, workplaces, even if it's a study group. Okay, we got a lot of that going on. If you're religious set, or even if you're in school, again, certain study groups and stuff, is just best to protect your peace and be around women that actually truly love themselves, flaws and all, versus ones who want to point out your flaws and have this bullying mentality. And then some of them are so extreme, they don't want nobody in your life to help you. It can get really, really strange. It could get real strange when it goes into those aspects. So listen out for these videos here. Okay, this is kind of going to couple with the destiny swapping thing I did yesterday. And let me know what you think.
Use humiliation and bullying in order to attack other women. That's why it's important that you know how to read a room and understand when you are around women who do not like you. Jealous women will use humiliation in order to make you feel like you don't belong. Women who like to use humiliation tactics, they will typically get a whole group of women together in order to gang up on you. And it's very subtle, it's very covert, and you will not even realize it until you're in that situation. As I have mentioned before about dear Shanquella Robinson, who lost her life due to being around people who she thought were her friends, and they turned out to be her biggest haters, her biggest enemies, her biggest jealous people in her life. People like that are very subtle, and they like to humiliate you and to bring you down when they perceive that you're a little too high up. People who are jealous and envious of you, they will always have receipts for something. Even if everything is going great in your life right now, jealous people, people who like to use humiliation against you, they will dig into your past, dig into a perceived flaw. They will look at something about you or find out something about you and use that as an opportunity to clown and humiliate you. People only do this because they're jealous. People only do this because they perceive you as some kind of threat. People only dig into your history and dig into your past when they feel like that you are superseding them in some way. And the biggest strategy they use is to get other people on board with their jealousy. You see this a lot in women groups because women, they really are, not all women, but many women, they can be very hostile. They can be bullies. Everybody knows that. A lot of women have a very bully mentality. And when they don't like someone, they will get other people to rally behind their hate.
Are the less in you than he previously was. And so what this militates in favour of is the different wives working together, is the different wives helping each other out and ensuring their and their offspring's survival by allo-parenting each other's children. And it is from this that you get female friendships, and the fact that female friendships are really rather different from male friendships. Male friendships are fleeting. Male friendships are alliances that occur in certain circumstances in mutual interest, and they can be easily made and they can be easily unmade, or not so much unmade, but they'll just sort of gradually wane. And males, it's quite rare for a male of, let's say, my age, 42, to still have friends, these female friendships. That the way, if you're allo-parenting, if you're cooperating with these women such that they are looking after your children and you are looking after their children in your mutual interest, well, there's nothing more important than your children, and so you have to be able to really, really deeply trust them. And so what this militates in favour of is the stereotypical female friendship, where it is a strong one-on-one friendship. Now, with males, that you don't get that quite so much. Often males will be in groups and whatever. But no, it is a strong about their insecurities, about what they look like, about their psychological insecurities, about whatever. And so you have then these very, very close, intense one-on-one friendships, which can become so intense that, I mean, for example, when I was at school, there were these two girls, when I was a sixth former.
Is being dealt with, and people are being held accountable for their actions. So today's video, I'd like to talk about bullying. And that could be online, in person, at the workplace, everywhere. So recently, in this last year, it's been going on my whole life. I've been bullied my whole life. So it's not a victim thing. It's just like everybody, I think, in life has been bullied. I truly believe that. Everyone goes through it. But as you get older, you think, oh, that just happens when you're kids. No, it doesn't. It actually goes on and it gets worse, and it happens in the workplace. It happens in every environment you're in. And yeah, people sweep it under the rug. But I think it's a good time to bring it up, because a lot of people who bully people have issues internally with their self-esteem or their self-image, or were raised in an environment where they witnessed it a lot. So by the age of 3 to 5, I knew already right from wrong. I knew what was right. I knew what was wrong. I knew what not to do. I knew what was, like, you just know because of the way I was brought up. Some kids don't have that, what do you call it? They don't have that ability because of their upbringing or
You described yourself as a liberal earlier, and I think a liberal doesn't think that a society controls women or men.
Well, let's say regulates. I'm a psychologist as well.
But what is an out-of-control woman? What is this creature? How do we know when we met one?
Well, I'm sure that you've met women in your life that acted towards you in a bullying and detestable manner, it's very difficult for women to cope with that because they don't have any real recourse. And female bullying can be unbelievably vicious, and usually that takes the shape of reputation destruction, innuendo, and gossip. It's well documented. It's very difficult to defend.
But
No, men do it too, but men no. But
sorry,
the patterns,
disproportionately women, in your view, or not? Sorry.
Yes, disproportionately women. That's what the data indicate. I mean, if men
Where
are,
is the data on innuendo and gossip?
well, it's among antisocial behavior among adolescents. It's a well-documented field.